Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all good. Today's video is a little bit of a different one as we're not actually going to be doing any nails. I'm going to take you along with me whilst I reorganize my desk. So I've been wanting to do some more vlogging style content, things like desk rig organization, behind the scenes, that kind of stuff. I've been wanting to do a little bit of that for a little while, but I'm one of these people, I do find it hard to get out of my comfort zone, and my comfort zone here on YouTube has always just been nail demos. So I thought we would do something a little bit different. However, when I started this, I wasn't filming. I kind of decided I would film this once I'd put my desk back in place. So we're a few steps ahead. You didn't have to watch all the boring part of me basically taking everything off my shelves, moving furniture around and all that stuff. And I am also working currently from my garage, which is semi-converted. So ignore kind of anything messy that you might see in the background as it's a work in progress. But for a little while now, I've been working with these Kiki gel polishes out of the box because I had nowhere to put them, as I had just run out of gel polish storage space. Basically as well, a lot of my Kiki colours used to be in the smaller bottles, and then I've been slowly upgrading them to the larger 15ml bottles. So I had a lot of duplicates on my shelves as well, so I thought it was time to go through and take out all of the smaller bottles that I've already purchased in the larger bottles. And then obviously there's been a few new Kiki collections and I just haven't had space to organise them. So I had this shelving unit, but the back of it was broken, so I took the back off and added on this kind of like plasticky fabric, and it's got this really pretty green and white leafy design that kind of goes with the whole vibe I've got for my desk. So I nailed that on to the back and thought I would use these shelves to display all my gel polish products. So I used to have all my gel polishes on the top part of my desk, which didn't function great if I needed a specific color when I was already halfway through recording. So I wanted to move everything around and have it so all my gel polishes were to the right hand side of me, because I used to have a lot of stuff on the left hand side of me as well, which is where I have my camera set up for recording. So it used to make it quite awkward. I'd knock my camera if I was reaching for things. So having everything on the right will hopefully function better. I'm also right-handed as well, so I'm hoping that this works better. Anyway, I've used these larger gel polish stands for all of my colours, and then unfortunately I couldn't fit 2 stands per shelf. So I picked up these smaller 3-tier gel polish stands in B&M, and I'm going to use these for things that are not my colours. So all my base coats, my top coats. Up there you see I was showing you guys I've added on my builder gel in a bottles, and also I'm gonna have a little change around of this. I started off doing it one way and we kind of shuffle the colours and the things around as we go, because I wanted this space to look as organized and aesthetic as possible, as that really helped motivate me to do nails. But I did also want it to be really functional as well, and because I was having a big change around, I do feel as though there might be a few more little changes that maybe we can add in to upcoming vlogs or videos, whatever you want to call them, so I can show you guys how I change things as I go and what works for me. And hopefully we can do a lot more behind the scenes content and vlog style content as well. So on that top stand, starting off, I added on all my effects top coats. Kiki London have a few of these available now, and I do quite like them because they are a really fun way to add nail art into your nails and keep it simple. And then on this shelf, I've started off by adding on all my regular base coats and regular top coats. And then I'm also going to add on things like my blooming gel, my foil gel and things like that. But I couldn't find them at the point of this. I only had my blooming gel to hand. Then on this shelf, I wanted to add on all of my Kiki London rubber colour bases. However, the problem was these 3-tier shelves only hold 18 colours, and there are currently 20 shades in the Kiki London rubber bases. I use these so much. They are one of my absolute favourite products, especially for when I'm doing my own nails. I love that they add strength to the nails, but then they've got so many nice nude natural sort of pink shades to choose from, so I reach for these a lot. So I wanted these as close to my desk as possible, so they're level with my desk. But then, like I said, I could only fit 18 out of the 20, and I'm sure there's going to be more colours in the future coming, because I know Kiki have added to the rubber base collection a couple of times. So I wanted to make sure I could get this to function for more colours to be added, and that was the same for my gel polishes as well. How I had them before I just could not add to them because I had no room on the top of my desk to add in another shelving rack. And then I knew that there's more Kiki collections coming and they're living out of boxes. So hopefully this way, you'll see at the end, there's quite a few gaps on my shelves that we can then add new colours to. So I did have a little reshuffle here. I brought my clear base coats down so I could add in those 2 more of the rubber bases, and then it just gives me space for my collection to grow. Then we're going to start on by adding on our coloured, actually we're going to start with glitter gel polishes. So starting off, the reflective range from Kiki London, I do believe these are only available in the smaller bottles, so I thought we would add these at the front because I'm probably not going to be upgrading these to larger bottles unless Kiki decide to launch them in larger bottles, but at the moment they are only available in the smaller ones. Then we have the Platinum collection from Kiki. These are only available in the larger bottles, I believe. There is a little bit of a mix on the website, so I know they're slowly changing everything over to the larger bottles, which I do prefer. One, they work out a better value for money, and I think the bottles themselves look a lot nicer. It's great that you can see the colour in them as well, like on the top cap you can see the true colour that the gel polish you're going to be using. So I added on my Platinum collection. I think I might be missing 1, maybe 2 colours from the Platinum collection, and then the rest of these are other glitters from Kiki. So they have the Platinum collection are quite fine metallic looking. They've kind of got a bit of a flake effect to them, and then the other glitters are all a mix. Some of them are fine, some of them are multi-cut, some of them are chunky. As you can see, there's a few colours to choose from, and again, I do not have the full Kiki collection. I am quite proud of my Kiki collection. I have lots of colours to choose from, but I'm happy that I'm still missing a few, so I've got time to add. Then I decided I wanted to kind of go in a colour order when I organising my colours, but I wanted to keep black and white separately, as I predominantly use these for nail art. I very rarely do like a full set of black or white nails, so I put these on with my tops and base coats just so they're quick and easy to hand. And then we're going to start going in and adding on our colours. So I started off with the nudes, kind of like the off-white, pale, creamy shades, and then we're going to go into nudes. I love a nude gel polish. That's why I think I love the Kiki London rubber colour base collection so much, but I do also love their nude gel polishes, especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of layered nail art. It's easier to come in with a nude gel polish instead of a rubber base coat, just to keep everything thinner. So I added on my nudes, and then we're going to move into pinks. This one is called Peachy Nude, so it threw me a little bit of where I should place it when placing down my colours. So I started off with the more kind of like peachy pink shades that still have got a hint of nude to them, and then we go into the full-on pink shades. And I really had so much fun just reorganizing this, and I love the fact that as well that how it works, if a new color is launched, everything can move along one to fit that particular color in with their color group. I then started going in to reds, so we move into kind of like pinky reds, and then this kind of got me thinking of how other people organize their colors. Like, do you go in rainbow order? Do you go in a specific order? I kind of just started with nudes because I thought that's the lightest color, because I've took out white, and then it would just seemed natural to flow into pinks and then pinks to reds. But let me know if you've organized your colors, how you organize them. I feel as though as well I have a lot more of things like nudes, pinks and reds compared to other colors. Like when we get to yellow, I think I've only got around 3 colors. Then I started going into browns from red. These are really, Kiki has some really lovely browns. I only noticed that this autumn when I was sort of doing nails on and off camera, that there are some really nice browns available, and I do actually really love a brown now. Going on from browns, we're going to go into orange. I don't feel as though I have that many orange. There's a few here that are more peachy as well, which I weren't sure whether I should include them more up in the nude section, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it simple and just keep peach and orange together. We then go into yellow, and like I said, I do only have a couple of yellows. I think there are still maybe 1 or 2 more available at Kiki, but I haven't got them in larger bottles. Also, the neon collection, I only have that in the smaller bottles as well, so we'll get to that when we get further along, because like I said, I have still got quite a few colours in the smaller bottles that I haven't updated into the bigger bottles, so I needed to organise those as well. And just there you see I missed out, I think it was a red, and it was really easy to move everything along one and slot that in. Probably will be a little bit difficult once the gel polish rack is full, but I'm sure it's something I can work with. And I really feel as though having my colours like this, one, display purposes, works really easily for me. I usually pick out a couple of colours before doing a video, kind of have a bit of a color palette in mind, but then sometimes I'll be halfway through that video and want to mix things up, so I feel as though having them displayed like this, I can glance over and find a color easily. After going, we went from greens and then we went into blues. I don't have too many blues. I feel like this is where I'm lacking a little bit. I'm a very summer and autumn girl, so they're the colours that I've been drawn to the most. So when it comes to my collection, I probably have a lot more of the summer and autumn colours compared to winter and spring. But as those seasons are the next ones that are coming up, I'm sure I'll add to them as well. So then we went from blues into lilacs, and then lilacs naturally flowed into purples. I do love purple, it's one of my favourite colours, and there are quite a few nice purples available at Kiki, so I do feel as though I need to get these in action a little bit more as I've been slacking on the purple nails. I want to apologise for my voice as well. I have been hit with like a weird kind of cold. Like I feel absolutely fine in myself, but I was up until around 4 a.m. coughing. And then today I've got no cough, but my throat feels awful and my nose feels really congested. So yeah, apologies in advance for that. I take it, it's just winter season, isn't it? So this is what the colours, glitters looked like once I'd organised all of my larger 15ml bottles. Then again, this is the Kiki London macarons collection, and I believe at the moment these are only available in the smaller bottles, so I wanted to make sure that I had those organised in a way that they're going to stay out there, if you know what I mean. Like if they do come out in the larger bottles, I probably would buy them and then work that out. But seeing as these are going to be staying in my collection as the smaller bottles, I didn't want to organise them in with my other small bottles, if that makes sense, because they're the ones that I'm slowly swapping out into larger bottles. So over on this stand we have the macarons collection. And then I also have the thermal colour changing collection, which again is another collection that's only available currently in the smaller bottles. So I felt as though it was easier to organise these separately because I won't be changing these to larger bottles anytime soon. Then these are all the bottles that I had to sort out. So I did this off camera. I had loads of these where I've already updated them to the larger bottles. So I sorted out the ones I'm yet to upgrade, and then again organised these in colour coordination on that rack. And then all my duplicates went to my 14-year-old daughter, so she was very happy of that. She's just got in, well, she's been into doing nails a lot recently, but she's been into doing nails for a while, but just recently she started to practice and play around more, doing sets on like display tips and things like that. And I don't want her to use cheap gel polish and end up with allergic reactions and everything. So a lot of the time she gets given permission to use my Kiki collection, but anything that I have got duplicated I've been passing on to her, which she's been very happy with. Next up it was my foils. Now I haven't used as many foils recently because these were so unorganized, and I felt as though I used to love doing lots of foil nail art, so I really wanted these to have a space where I can remember to use them. So I grabbed this little shelf insert from IKEA, popped it on top of my desk, and then it means I can display my foils a little bit more easy to hand. Now one thing that does bug me is these aren't labeled with their foil names, they're just got box 1 2 3 4 5 for example. So I'm gonna take, I've organized them like this, but I am gonna relabel these with their names and maybe do like a nicer display name for them, just because I'm going to have them on show a little bit more. So I thought I will keep them like this for now, but I do plan on getting out my Cricut and relabeling these with all of their names, as each foil kit does have its own name, and then that way I feel as though as well when I'm creating content it's a little bit easier for me when it comes to editing the video if I can see what the pack of foils is called, because a lot of the time I have to head on over to the Kiki website and find out the name of the foil, as I'm used to just knowing it by the number, which isn't always great if someone's then watching the video and then wants to go purchase that. There are also lots of Christmas foils in the Kiki London foil selection as well, so I really want to try and use them. Those were the last boxes because these were launched separately from the main launch. So then I have all my foils. And then next up, something I do really love using are water decals, and again, Kiki have loads of these. So I have lots of Kiki ones, and then I have lots from a few other brands. So I predominantly only really now use foils from Charlie's Nail Art, Miss Lucy UK, and then I've got a couple from Candy Nails UK. These are the ones that I've found the better quality. I do also have a few that I've picked up from places like AliExpress, but I reach for my other branded ones a little bit more as I just find the quality a little bit better. So I've put all of my Kiki London ones in the right hand side, and then each sort of section on the other side has each of the brand's ones together, as again, this just becomes a little bit easier if I'm creating content. If I'm doing a Charlie's Nail Art set, I tend to try and use all Charlie's Nail Art products when it comes to doing the nail art, so having them all grouped together like that works a little bit easier for me. Then next up, I popped these little boxes into this slot, and I'm going to use these for now for my chromes. So in one I've got all my chrome powders, and then here I've got my watercolor paints. I don't have loads of those, so they fit there for now, but again, it gives me space to add to that. Then next up, I have my Young Nails gel paint. Now I haven't actually opened all of these, a few of them I haven't used. So again, I got these, I think I won these in a giveaway actually, and they were meant to push me to do some more hand painted nail art, but I really struggle with it. So I've only used a few of the colours, but they are a really good quality, so I would highly recommend them if you're looking for some nail paints. Next up, it was time for me to find a new space for my cuticle tools. I used to have these on my desk, like on the actual main part of my desk, but I want to try and keep the surface part of my desk as free from stuff as possible, as I really felt that when I was doing nails, especially for videos, I'm running out of space and putting stuff around me, I'm having to constantly move stuff. So I want everything to have its own space on a shelf that I can just get down. This is in reach enough that when I'm sitting down at my desk, I can still reach to get down my brushes and my tools, but if I need to quickly get anything out of my way, I can put them back up on their shelf. For example, I'm only really using my tools for through prep, so then I'm going to have them on my desk through prep, but then I don't want them getting in my way when I'm doing my gel application or nail art, so then I can just pop them back in the pot and pop them back up on the shelf. Here I love these Diamond Nail Supplies acrylic powders. The packaging is just so pretty. This was their upgraded packaging, so I have a lot of their products in the older packaging, but I have these 5 shades in the newer packaging, so I decided to have them displayed over on the back of my desk just because I think it looks quite pretty, and I don't need everything on my desk to be stuff that I use all the time, if that makes sense. So then next up, we're adding in my K&S products. So I've got 2 of my hand scrubs here and my hand lotion here, and then I added in my cuticle oils as well. I have another set of this, pretty much not the full set, but I have a few more of these in my house as these are go-tos for me. I absolutely love the scrubs for a really good exfoliation, and then the hand lotion is amazing. And of course, cuticle oils you need to be using regular. So I have some at my nail desk, some in my bedroom, some at my work desk, and I even have a little bottle on my kitchen windowsill so I can remember to add some cuticle oil after washing up as well. Then I've added in my Red Iguana practice hand, and then next up I'm adding on my Kiki London sculpting gels. I don't know about keeping these here. It works in a way for functionality, because they're there, it's easy to hand, but if the collection grew, it might limit where I can put more. So I've popped them there for now because there are only 4 of those available at the moment, so it works for now. Then I also wanted to have my stamping polishes easily to hand because I do a lot of stamping. However, again, this is kind of, it works for now, but if my stamping polish collection grows, I'm going to have to rethink this. So I got this. This is like a regular nail polish stand. I think I picked these up again in B&M when I picked up the other stands that I showed you. The rest of the gel polish stands I have are from Amazon, by the way, and I try to link as many of my Amazon products in the description box below, but a lot of the other stuff, like my glass pots for my tools and brushes, they're from B&M. I think they're like from the bathroom section and they're meant to be for toothbrushes, but I really liked the ribbed effect on them and that they were glass as well because they match the plastic acrylic nail polish containers. but they just look a little bit more luxury where they're glass. So I popped all my Born Pretty stamping polishes in one side and then my clear jelly stampers in the other. Please ignore the state of my lamp. I've had this, I think, around 4, maybe 5 years, and it's very messy now, but it works perfectly. So I don't want to go and pay out for a new one just for aesthetic purposes. But I was a little bit messy back in the day with my lamp, so it doesn't look the best. These pots I already had, so I've just added these back onto my desk, but again I want to relabel them so it looks a little bit nicer, and I want to have all my labels matching. So I want to have a day where I need to write out a list of everything that I need to label, and then I can come in, label my foils and label all the pots and everything, because things like where I put my chromes and watercolors, it's going to take me a while to get used to having them there, so it might be handy to have some labels on them. In this drawer here I put all of my BT Art Box tips and products. I liked having these all together because sometimes I take this in the house and just will chill on the sofa and do my nails, not for a video, just to have nice nails. So having these all together means I could just take this box in, go in and do my nails, and then easily put it back. This gel, by the way, is one of my go-to products for doing any kind of full covered gel nails. It's the BT Art Box Solid Gel Glue, and I love, it's got a really good thickness to it, so it really grabs on to holding the nail in place whilst you're trying to get your hand under the lamp. I'm sure if you've watched any of my BT Art Box tutorials you would have seen it pop up. I then was having a little bit of trouble because one set of my BT Art Box nails was bigger than the other set, so it wouldn't fit in the box, so I had to have a little rejiggle around there. But I do like that they're all together. However, I have just recently got another, I think 3 or 4 packs of BT Art Box tips, so that's another area that I might have to have a little swap around. Then on to this side of my desk, I've got this, I picked this up in Superdrug a couple of Christmases ago. It's like a beauty dressing table organizer, but it's always worked really well for nails, and I try and keep a lot of my little essential things in here that I might use throughout a set of nails. In that one side I have got my acrylic jars, so I use these for my monomer. I'll also use them for water when doing water decal sets, so I pop them all in there. You don't need more than one, but over the years I've picked up a couple. And then, like I said, here are just all my essentials. So I've got some nail art removers, some lint free pads, my dust brush, palettes and glass things for putting crystals in. So I've got my palettes there, and then these little, they're trinket dishes. Again, I picked these up from B&M. I find B&M one of my go-to places for little bits and bobs for doing nails, and these are great for when you're doing crystal sets of nails to pour your crystals out into. They just look a little bit nicer than those plastic white triangle trays, so I really love those, and they was only I think £2 each. Then I have my swatch sticks that I've popped in the back, and then I bought these and I don't feel as though I've ever used them, but they're little clear acrylic rectangle shapes that you can pop your display tips on. I think that's why I've never used them, because I do a set of nails, if they're a sort of design set that's just for a video, I don't have a reason to keep them on display. But these would be great if you were doing nail art to show to clients, because it just is a nice way to pop them on a board, I suppose, so you could show your clients. But I've popped them there as I want to try and use them to save them going to waste, and then maybe if they're there on my desk I'll do that. I've then got a little pump container for my monomer. I need to get another one of these for my alcohol. That's not my monomer, that's my acetone. So that's what I was meant to say. I've got one of these for my acetone, and I need to get another one for my alcohol, and something to put my monomer in, because I just have it in the packaging that it arrives in, and I feel as though it'd be nice to have it in a nice bottle. But for now, all of my acrylic stuff is under my desk. That is going to be that was another day. Like, just doing all this pretty much took me all day. Under my desk I still have my drawers full of glitter and my drawers full of acrylics, and then drawers full of other random bits and bobs, so that will be in another video. On the top of my desk, so this is where I used to have my gel polishes, I've added on my files and my e-file, and then just some decorative bits, and then I also added on my swatch files here from Kiki as well, because I use these a lot when they bring out new collections, and they are a great way to display your colours. My partner got me this cute little sign. I'm pretty sure he picked this up in B&M, to be honest, but he said the colours matched all the colours on my desk, so he was drawn to it, so I've always had that on my desk as well. my Melody Susie flash curing lamp. This has both like a UV lamp for curing and then a regular light, so it's great if you need any additional lighting. My 2024 planner from Kiki London and a notepad. This was a candle, and then when the candle finished I kept the pot for my acrylic brushes, so I popped that down there. Please don't judge the state of my acrylic brushes, they need a really good clean, but I've just popped them in there for now, as again they were something I wanted to keep to hand. And then this was the finished result, so everything feels a lot more organized and a lot more functional. So you can see here I have my light for filming. I don't usually have it set up like this, it was just there for the purpose of this video, and then everything is now just organized a little bit better, and I feel as though it looks a lot nicer than what it did previously. I want to add in a few more decorative bits, maybe a little bit of lighting. I used to have some LED strip lighting, but they stopped working, so I took those out, but maybe something new to add a little bit of fun colourful lighting to the back area of this part would be good as well. And then like I said, I will come back in a while when I get some time to do under my desk, as I think I do leave a little clip of showing you guys it. I might not actually, I might have changed my mind, but there was a clip of the mess that is under my desk drawers, so I will get around to doing another video updating that. And then yeah, I need to also reorganize these two boxes as well. This one's got all my tips in, and then this one's just got stuff chucked in it, and actually I did show it, so this is currently underneath my desk. The drawers are all unorganized, my bottles are there, there's just things chucked there, so I need to have a reorganize of this space. So if you enjoyed today's video, maybe come back in a while and we will do a video on that. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. This was a little bit different for me, so do let me know what you thought in the comments below. Let me know how you store and organise your nail stuff, as it's something I absolutely love hearing about. And then as we are at the end of the video, I just want to take a quick moment to thank you all so much for the yous who watch my videos, and not only watch, you like and comment. It really means a world to me. Thank you all so much to the new subscribers as well. I hope you are going to enjoy my content, and yeah, hopefully I shall see you all again in the next one. So thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.